Welcome to week 171, Manage Your Mind, Confidence. Confidence isn't loud, it's learned. The day I got schooled by our parking garage. Confidence isn't loud, it's quiet and sweaty, like slowly backing an awkward rental car into a tight space between a concrete post and a $100,000 vintage baby blue Jaguar. I also took a wrong turn, entered the wrong tower of the building, and ended up on the wrong floor. I wasn't lost, but I definitely wasn't confident either. It turns out the way I navigated an unfamiliar building marries how confidence works in our brains, especially when we're neurodivergent and stepping into something new. This trip taught me more about how confidence builds than any self-help book I've ever read. I was in a new place and nothing made sense yet. Where to park, how to find my unit, which entrance to use, every step was a small puzzle. And while this sounds like a mild inconvenience, in that moment it felt like a metaphor for every uncertain moment I've faced in business. Because sometimes confidence doesn't look like standing tall or knowing what you're doing. Sometimes it looks like squeezing into a too tight parking spot and wandering around a building for 20 minutes trying to find your temporary home, hoping you're not about to set off an alarm by opening the wrong door. Getting lost is part of the process. My first night here at Casa Costa felt like a wandering maze without a map. I had to figure out how to navigate the building, and the layout made no sense at first. My unit was 315N, so intuitively I was looking for the North Tower, but the door nearest me in the garage said South Entrance. Inside, the floor numbers didn't line up. Frustrated, I retraced my steps all the way back to the original lobby where I picked up my keys. Only then did I find clearer signage and a clearer path. By night 2, things started to shift. Remember which turn took me to the garage floor where the gate was for unit parking, where to pause on level 5 to angle into my spot, and which entrance took me up to my unit. By night 5, I had it down. Not only did I feel confident, I had even discovered a more efficient route. This week, I didn't just learn the layout of a new building, I relearned how confidence builds. Let's dig into what was happening in my brain. What felt like chaos at first was actually my brain doing exactly what it's wired to do in unfamiliar situations. In the early stages of learning something new, your prefrontal cortex works hard to process and plan. It tries to make sense of your environment and weigh your options. At the same time, the amygdala, which handles fear and uncertainty, may be sounding the alarm. This feels risky. What if you mess it up? That tension between curiosity and caution is completely normal, especially if you're neurodivergent. Your brain might be more sensitive to uncertainty, sensory overload, or internal doubt. The good news? Repetition rewires your brain. With every successful attempt, like finding the right elevator or launching a new product, service, or marketing strategy, your brain builds stronger pathways. Neuroplasticity helps turn disorientation into ease. By night 5, I wasn't just finding my way, I was optimizing it. I had learned the rhythm of the space, understood where I went wrong before, and adjusted accordingly. This is how we build confidence in life and business. Trial and error. First tries are messy and confusing. That's not a flaw, it's part of the map making. Familiarity reduces friction. Repetition trains your brain to feel safe and capable. Optimization becomes possible. Once you're no longer overwhelmed, you can streamline and personalize your approach. If you've ever felt disoriented navigating business decisions, visibility, or execution, you're not alone. That moment you hesitate to share your newest idea, that awkward feeling after sending your first newsletter, that inner critic that shows up every time you ask a client to collaborate. Those are your night 1 moments. The good news, night 5 is coming. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you reinforce neural pathways that say, I can do this. And those pathways get stronger with each repetition. Confidence grows with you. Here's how to support your brain as it builds confidence. Start small. 1 post, 1 email, 1 pitch. That's enough to begin mapping the path. Celebrate wins. Acknowledge every success. Your brain thrives on reward. Refine, don't retreat. Use feedback to adjust your route, not question your ability. Honor your process. Your wiring is unique. Build systems and timelines that work for your brain, not against it. Confidence is a journey, not a trait. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build by showing up, getting lost, and figuring it out anyway. Next time you feel unsure, remember the last time you traveled to a new space and felt unsure and disoriented, and how quickly that feeling turned into confidence once you gave yourself the time and grace to learn. You'll get there. And when you do, you'll not only know the way, you'll find a shortcut. My questions for you this week are: how does your brain usually respond to unfamiliar situations? Do you lean into curiosity, or does your inner critic get louder? And what's one area in your work or life where you're starting to feel more confident? And what helped you get there? Reply and share with me.